Hello, YouTubers and TC Helicon users. Look, this is your friend Phil here. I made a couple of videos a number of years ago about the TC Helicon Play Acoustic unit on how to use it. I made one video on getting started. If you don't know how to use the thing, you might want to check into that. There's another one called Navigating and Customizing, I believe, on how to tweak some of your settings to get them how you like it, customize them and save them, all that good stuff. But now that you might have done some of that, this third video is critically important because, especially if you gig with the unit, or even if you made a lot of changes that you really like, you are probably going to want to back up your unit. In the event something happens, you can restore all of your settings and everything within 1 minute. So I back up mine pretty periodically. I don't make a lot of tweaks to it anymore, so I don't have to have a real current backup per se. But I do try to back it up at least once a month, every few months, especially if I'm making changes. So I wanted to show you a little free app that for your PC that TC Helicon actually has made. Very simple to use, very easy, very powerful, very good. So here's what you do. Just open up a browser. You want to type in TC Helicon, then Voice Support 2, that's the actual app, and download. You should come up with the search. TC Electronics is the one that makes the unit. And so you can use either one of these. I would just go to this first one right here. Make sure you download it from TC Electronic, not some other who knows what site. So if we click on this, it should take us to TC Electronics site. Here's Voice Support 2 app for the unit. And if we come over here to software, over on the right, we drop this down. You've got a version for either Mac or PC. Mine's PC. And so just click on that. It'll say, yes, please agree to this novel and all the terms if you want to read it all. Sure, I agree. Go ahead and download. And what you want to do from there is go ahead and find it where you downloaded it, install it onto your PC, and we'll pick up the trail from there. And no, you do not have to have an epic mustache like this guy to use this thing. So way easier than that. Good. The next step is to get your Play Acoustic unit, and you need to power it up. So go ahead and plug it into the wall. I've got mine powered up right here. Now, it should have also come with this little USB cord that comes with it. This is not a standard modern day USB-C. This is actually kind of an old school style. I forget what it's called. I actually have enough of these to where I just label mine because I have a music closet with wires and gear in it. And this one I know goes straight to my TC Helicon if I need it. You can do as you choose. But it plugs in here in the back, all the way down here by the power cord. And it has to go a certain way because it's shaped a certain way. So once you plug that in, take the other end, of course, and plug it into your laptop or PC. Okay, then you're ready to go. Next, we're going to open our Voice Support app. Okay, now that you're all plugged in, let's see if we can get into this thing and take a look under the hood, see how the little software works. So we're going to go to our Voice Support 2 app that's on the desktop. Hopefully you installed it onto your desktop is what you need to do. And we're going to open that up. It should read my unit. It does want to say no internet connection because I think down here at the bottom, it's trying to read everything. It's trying to bring everything in. And at first it seems to say no internet connection, but once it reads everything at the bottom, that bar goes across. Should read your unit. Looks like it is right there. You can also update the unit. I would recommend doing that if you have never done it. Go ahead and update the firmware, and it tells you, about the update. You can start the update right here. I just did mine, so it's really simple, really easy. It shouldn't take more than 15, 30 seconds, but it's to help get all the bugs out, of course. Now, what we're going to do over here is very simple. Just go, there's 2 tabs at the top. Now that it's showing your device, let's go to presets over here. Presets, here we go. Here's where all the action happens. So you've got a few options. First one, let's do get data. Let's make sure it's pulling in that information from your unit. And what this will do is make sure, see how it starts reading everything down here. It's pulling in all the current stuff I have on my unit to the screen, to the software. And so now I've got all the names. I've got everything right here at my fingertips. So A couple things I want to point out about this. So it's very flexible here, very customizable. If you have any of these you like to change the name on, it's much easier to do it here than on the unit. I know we talked about customizing. You can change the name on the unit. Much easier to do it this way because if you, let's say you've got this, I don't know, crazy little thing called love. Let's say I want to call it Queen or something. I can double click this and look down here at the bottom. I can come along here and I can say Queen. All right. So I can name it whatever I want. So you can fully customize that. I'm going to leave that. Oh, shoot. I guess I shouldn't. Now I'm going to have to call it something. Close enough. Okay. So in the meantime, what I wanted to point out also is I don't use, I mean, I use maybe 22 of these effects. We play over 150 songs. So there's a number of things that I want to do with these. I will point out too that I've got all these different effects that I've customized. Now, most of my harmonies here are based off the Eagles harmony that I did in one of my videos. And what I would recommend, because see, I've got this high, low, high, high, even the octave. I did want to point out that all of these effects right here are based on the same bass effects, right? So I could switch during a song from this to high harmonies to an octave. But once I take the effect off, these are going to sound identical. So you don't necessarily want everything to change dramatically. So this and this and this and this, these are all, even this and this, these are all based on the same bass effect. And what I mean by that is regular vocal, a little bit of reverb, however I like it. But then I've added the other harmonies, customized them. So it's very handy to have your bass effect used all the same and just go in and change the harmonies. That way you can switch during the song and you don't notice any change to your actual vocal effect, right? Per se, unless you want that, right? I mean, maybe like for instance, I've got two a Depeche Mode song that uses both a high harmony and also an octave. Now, there's another thing I want to point out too is I've had people ask about can you put two effects on one setting? No, technically you can't, but what you can do is you can use a few different effects if you wanted to during a song. So I've got this Depeche Mode song that uses a high harmony and also has octave during the chorus. So if you just put these side by side, and again, these are on the same bass type. Um, they do have a little bit more reverb and stuff since they use that kind of stuff. So now I can switch these two during the song because they're side by side. So you want to put them in a handy place where you can easily just switch from one to the other. I mean, you could use three or four different effects if you really wanted to um, during a song. Next thing I wanted to point out too is perhaps for your most used effects, put them right here at the bottom. These are the two I use for probably 90% of the songs, 80% of the songs we do, and perhaps an octave. But the reason you put them down here, the ones that are most used, because if I'm way up here, perhaps using this, and I know my next song is probably going to be a standard type harmony, if you just hold down the down button on the unit with your foot, in a matter of 2 seconds, you're going to be all the way back down here to where you need to be instead of fudging around through your unit trying to find the setting and click a click a click one at a time. Hold your foot down, zing, I'm all the way back at the beginning, and keep it simple. So here you can rearrange everything. I mean, if you want to rearrange something, say if I want to take this one and I want to change it with that, I could swap these two if I wanted to. Very customizable. Now, one last thing too that is very critical here is in the meantime, backing up. That's the critical thing. So what you want to do once your unit's been read, all your data is here the way you want it, then you can back up, either backup user, backup all, should be basically the same thing. Looks like I've done both here from one time to another. I don't know that there's a huge difference in this, but yeah, backup periodically. It's super easy to get into, as you can tell. Once you have the software installed, plug it back in, especially if you made some changes. Because believe me, if you've tinkered with this thing enough and made some changes, you do not want to lose your settings. I had someone just recently ask too, hey, can I go back and restore? Well, technically you can if you have backed up. Um, here's one other thing I do want to point out too, because along those lines, the guy who asked me the question had taken, I don't know, one of the effects on his unit, right, and kind of changed up the effects a little bit. He customized it, but he saved it over the original uh, effect here. I would recommend if you're going to take one of these and you're going to change it up and use it, then don't save it over the original. Save it somewhere else, because then you still have that original still on your unit to where you can go back and perhaps tweak it a little differently and still have, again, the same bass type of sound or whatever you want to do. Anyway, just trying to help you out. If you do happen to lose your data, something goes awry, this is a great way to rescue yourself, especially if you're gigging with this thing, like I do. I gig regularly, and if my unit were to go down, I'd be in a world of hurt having to try to figure all this stuff back out. So you can take a unit that's down and plug it back in as long as the unit still works, or if you have to buy a new unit, come back here, plug it back in. I can restore this backup right here in a matter of seconds, and I'm back up and running. So keep that in mind. If you have any questions, just send them in. But hey, one last thing. Oh, never mind. Nope, that should work. Look, in the meantime, keep on rocking, have fun, and hit the streets. Okay, one last thing is taking care of your gear. Now that you spent all this time customizing this thing, getting it to do what you want to do, backed everything up, if you're gigging with it, just want to say I'm not sponsored here in any way, believe me. I found this little nylon carrying case on Amazon. I don't know exactly what size it is. I can send you a link or something to it if you're interested. But for like 15 bucks, this is well worth protecting your unit. Look how it fits in there. Matter of fact, I got a little rag I throw in here too, just to clean it up if I need to. Get that off and close it up. I've also got a drum machine that goes in here too. And keep it safe for your gigs and take care of your gear. All right then, rock on. You know everything you need to know.